Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to a new video. Today we are talking about the HK416 in Arena Breakout Infinite. You know the gun, I know the gun, everybody knows the gun. It's fast, stable, reliable, and it makes perfect sense why it's one of the strongest weapons in the game. It's the favorite of streamers, sweaty players, high-level squads. The HK416 is basically the comfort pick of this community. And look, I don't hate the gun at all. If you use it, that's completely fine. I just personally don't use it because it feels too easy. You guys know me, I like gunfights that feel messy and challenging. I like using off-meta guns just to make PvP interesting. But that's not even the real point of this video. Today, I want to talk about why nerfing the HK416 is not the solution, and why the real fix is buffing the rest of the arsenal and not replacing one meta king with another. Because right now, the meta isn't just predictable, it's being artificially rotated that leads to stale gameplay. Let's be honest, the HK416 is meta because it's designed extremely well. It's not broken, it's not busted, it's simply better than most rifles in almost every category. It has controllable recoil, very high fire rate, reliable mid-range performance, decent damage, consistent build options, and it just feels so smooth to use. Even with multiple nerfs, even with price increases, even with balancing tweaks, the HK416 still rises to the top. And honestly, that's kinda impressive. But here's where things become a problem. When one gun is the safest, most consistent pick in almost every raid scenario, players naturally default to it. You load into Northridge, you load into Farm, you load into Valley, whatever map that is. If you hear an automatic fire across the map, you don't even need to guess, as most of the time you already know it's the HK416. And when the only surprise is whether it's a 416, an M110 or an AEK, that's when you know the meta pool is way too small. The HK416 has already been nerfed multiple times. The devs have reduced some stats, increased its cost, tweaked some attachments, adjusted the performance, and yet players still use it. Players still dominate with it. And the meta still hasn't changed. Because nerfs don't fix a stale meta. They just frustrate players who enjoy a weapon that feels good to use. And worse, it creates this endless loop of HK416 is too strong, let's nerf it. Or okay, now the M110 is dominant, let's nerf that too. Oh, the AEK is a bit too strong as well, let's nerf that as well. Suddenly everything else feels weaker, but nothing feels more fun. And this is how the sandbox of the gameplay experience shrinks instead of expanding. Now here's where I want to bring in something important. During the Season 4 Early Access playtest, the developers have introduced the 191 series of weapons. And one gun in particular, the U191, is clearly overpowered. No way. Like, what the fuck, bro? It's too strong. Wait. The problem with the meta, the HK meta, there's no other options aside from the HK. You can do AEK or TO1. Maybe the addition of the 191 series of weapons will add in to the meta. I don't know, maybe. This thing's a laser, and this is a marksman rifle. Like it's categorized as an MM. Now yes, this is early access. Yes, it could be rebalanced before official release. But the design philosophy behind it is the real issue. Instead of making existing weapons more competitive, instead of lifting underused SMGs, ARs, MRs, you name it, the solution seems to be just add a new gun that's even stronger than the HK416. And to me, that's not real variety. It's just a meta replacement. You're not fixing the problem. You're just swapping the crown from the HK416 to the U191. And when that happens, the meta doesn't get healthier. It just resets. From today, it's the HK416, tomorrow it'll be the M110, next will be the AEK, and then afterwards it'll be the U191. Same problem, but a different gun. Right now, the game effectively has 4 or 5 safe options for meta gameplay. It's the HK416, M110, AEK, TO3, potentially the U191, and that's it. In a game with a variety of weapon selections, that's a massive issue. And again, this isn't about perfect balance, it's about meaningful choice. Where everybody runs the same guns, gunfights sound the same, engagements feel the same, strategies go about the same, raids feel repetitive. On stream, I can hear a fast, stable spray and immediately know, oh, as a 416 or an AEK, without even actually encountering the player. If you can identify a gun before you see the enemy, the meta is way too narrow or predictable. Here's the core takeaway. The HK416 isn't the problem, the lack of competition is. Adding a stronger gun like the U191 is a lazy solution. The correct solution is buffing underused weapons across every tier. G36 with improved recoil control, MDR with better damage consistency, AS Val with more viable ammo options, SCAR recoil tuning, AK platforms getting competitive attachments. From there, the sandbox expands. PvP becomes unpredictable, experimentation is rewarded, off-meta doesn't feel like throwing, and that shows real variety. Not a situation where it presents, here's a new gun, it's really strong, you gotta use this now. When developers rotate metas by introducing stronger and stronger weapons, players burn out. Because instead of learning different playstyles, they're becoming like a one-trick pony. Because buffing existing guns respects player investment, preserves weapon identity, keeps the game fresh. And this is how you build a healthy extraction shooter. Not by dethroning kings, but giving them real rivals. So in conclusion, no, the HK416 doesn't need another nerf. And the game doesn't need another overpowered weapon replacement. What it needs is real weapon variety. So do let me know, what gun do you think deserves a buff that's not meta? And what changes do you want to see in the next season? Do let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. And if you're new here, please subscribe. Wishing everybody a happy new year, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.